Alrighty, this is our planner for the 25-26 school year. I did a video. This is our planner from this last year. I always try and get different covers, even though the inside is exactly the same. I am getting ready to have surgery, and we started school already. It is July, and in our state we can do that. And my mom is actually coming up the week after surgery to spend the week with us to help with the girls and everything. But the great thing is my mom is actually in education, and she is a huge supporter and proponent for our homeschooling. And so I am getting ready to plan really, actually, funny enough, our first week of school. I will obviously be home and be participating too. But I basically get to do lesson plans for my mom to follow. And then the week after, Ethan works from home. My mom will be here, but Ethan took week 2 off. And so Ethan will get to do school with the girls. Again, I'll be home to help and, throw my 2 cents in, as you can imagine. So come with me while I plan our first 2 weeks of school here. This is the attendance page that I went over. I do still have to go through and do the schedule and our book list. But right now I am looking at our July schedule. So I have some things from last week, this week. This is the week that I actually have surgery here. This is the week that I'm looking at. I love these Sharpies. They're the Sharpie S Notes. I get them for teacher friends often as just like a little gift. I love the big pack. I also really love these highlighters. They're just such pretty shades. I'm a sucker for a good pastel. And then these are the Pilot G2s. I also really like these pens. I love a good jelly pen. And so we are obviously in July here. And then this is going to be from the, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There we go. You guys are coming along through my actual thought process here. There we go. Okay. So if you saw the first video or the last video that I did walking through, you know how I set this up. And so I'm going to, it doesn't really matter what colors I use, honestly, but I'm going to come through. I like things color coordinated. One of the things that we do, and I have found, and again, I recommend this to many of my homeschool families. I do homeschool consults and evaluations here in Pennsylvania. So families that are wanting to get started and have questions, or they aren't sure about our state laws. Pennsylvania, for many, seems to have really scary homeschool laws, but they're actually really, really easy to follow, I think. As long as you kind of like use your noodle, they're quite logical. And so one of the things that I often recommend is you don't have to do every subject every day, which is really nice. And so something that you can do is, instead of doing language arts and math every day, what we do is we will do 2 language arts lessons, and then on Monday, and then we'll do like 2 math lessons on Tuesday, and then we'll do 2 language arts lessons, 2 math lessons. You're still getting the same number of lessons in, but for some kids that transition can be really hard. And this way we get into a really good workflow, and there are often days where we will do more than 2 lessons just because she gets really excited about what we're doing, and she's like, yeah, I want to keep going. So that's just kind of a little tidbit idea for some of you guys. Social studies, art, music, and extra. We have kind of like daily non-negotiables that we do always. We have a Melissa and Doug morning board that I have been using for 5 years now. It is great. We do a letter of the day. I have one of my packets here. Oh, look, it's A actually. I got these really cute cards from She Reads Truth. They have a section Kids Read Truth, and so every letter has a Bible verse, and so we do a Bible verse every day. I used to do a letter per week, and then for one of my continuing ed credits, I attended a seminar on like teaching kids how to read and things like that, and they did a pretty decent study with a pretty decent sample group, and they found that students that do a letter each day, in basically one letter per day of school for the month, had better retention and usage than students and classrooms who did a letter per week. So we switched that, I think 2 years ago now. So every day we'll do a different letter. We have the letter there. These are just some basic like Target dollar spot letter flashcards. And there are some letter sound flashcards there that we'll do. Kids Read Truth also has these really, really fantastic People of the Bible cards. They have Old Testament and New Testament, and the fronts are actually designed, you'll see it doesn't have the name because it gives you clues as to who the person is. And at the bottom here, it tells you what the clues are and where you can find them. It gives you the little blurb about the person, where you can find their story at. And one of the things that I really love is it has the question, it has a prayer, and it has a craft, but you can really use as much of this or as little of this as you want, depending on the ages of your kids, their Bible knowledge, and things like that. And so, we usually do the people of the Old Testament, and then the second time through the alphabet in a year, we'll do people of the New Testament. So we have our person of the Bible. And Tiny Theologians has really, really great resources as well. And I have all of the alphabet books or alphabet flashcards. And so we will go through usually one of these and then I'll pick a different one for the next time we go through. Typically, I do the names of God and the attributes of God. I think the third set here is just like Bible words in general kind of thing. And so again, it gives you like a definition of those words and it gives you a Bible verse to go with them. So this is one of the first things that we do. The actual first thing that we do is the family morning prayer. And I wrote this and I made a poster. You can purchase those on my website. So we have morning board, family morning prayer, letter of the day. We have the Good and the Beautiful handwriting books. I did a video a few weeks ago with those handwriting books. Is this her old one? Yeah, this is her one from this past year. So one of their non-negotiables for the day is they do at least one page of handwriting. So they have their handwriting, and then I'm going to start planning out our stuff up here. So we are doing the Good and the Beautiful language arts. We are actually trickling through finishing the level K. I have been joking that it was going to take her 10,000 years for no other reason than she is a drama llama to finish it, and it has been the case. And so we will be starting our school year. I've given her a little bit of a break. We're going to be starting our school year, wrapping up our last few lessons. So she will have 2 ELA lessons. And we are doing the good and the beautiful math. And so we'll have 2 math, 2 ELA, 2 math. I literally just, see, I'm the worst at this. Math goes down here. The frequency with which I do this, guys, is like literally always. And then we have reading time, which that happens every day. Okay, we have our math here. You'll see I'm doing a 4-day school week. We typically do 4 days of book work, and then I have a flex day for kind of some other activities and things like that. We are doing Sparks and Stars Science this year. And so our first one, it looks like is going to be on state of matter. And so I treat our extracurriculars like this, just like you would treat them in public school. Honestly, when I was in public school, we did not do science every single day. We did science like once a week or twice a week. So this is the parent book here. And this tells you what we are reading here. This is lesson 1, the states of matter, the discussion things. And so we are doing science. Whoops, as I throw my pen. States of matter. We are also doing the Nat Theo podcast. My kids love the Nat Theo podcast. I usually print out the coloring pages that goes with each of them. We watch it on YouTube on the TV screen, and so that's really fun and interactive for them. We are doing, for social studies, we are doing Story of the World, Middle Ages, which I am the most excited about. If you know me, this is my time period. This was my concentration as far as my English goes and all that other stuff. And so we did ancient history this year and had a lot of fun with it. I love Story of the World. I love how easy it is to use. So basically what I do here now is, so for social studies, we'll do social studies on Monday here. We'll do chapter 1. We read it. We actually listen to it. There's a guy on YouTube who reads the chapters out loud, which is great for me because I actually don't love reading out loud. And so we will listen to that. And then I will usually ask some of the questions just because we're not quite like totally there yet. And then I'm just taking a look at the projects now and what kind of things we may need to do. This one looks like it has art project, craft project, and there's a cooking project, another art project here. And in the back, it has the different various activity pages. These are the student pages is what they're called. So like this one, there is the map work. We are not quite doing map work yet. This is the coloring page. I will make copies of the coloring page and they will usually color that in while they're listening to the chapter. But this is the flying carpet figure. And so it looks like we will get a picture of them and put it in, and they will color in the picture to use it to travel around the Roman Empire and to fly around, which I think is pretty fun. And you can fly it all around the house. There's also, this is the one we're going to do. Cookie dough Roman pillar. Make a crumbled Roman building and then be a barbarian and finish off your work. So we are apparently going to get some sugar cookie dough, and we are going to make them pillar shaped and kind of carve them out, bake them, and then eat them. I have my own sugar cookie recipe that is amazing for things like this. It is like the best cut sugar cookie recipe. It doesn't move, it doesn't spread out. And so I will make sure that I link that and share that for you too. But we are definitely going to do the sugar cookie pillars. And I'm just going to make a note that that is on page 4. So that is what we're going to do for that chapter there for our story of the world. For art, do I have planned out what we are doing for art? I do not. See, I have this planned out over here. We will do our watercolor school. Lily and Thistle has a great watercolor school. I will make sure that's linked too. I get no kickback from that. It's just awesome. My kids love it. Athena does piano lessons on Mondays. Extra, we usually do things like our sign language. And so I try and do sign language 3 days a week. And down here on Friday. And Athena said that she wants to do German this year, which is awesome. So I am hopefully maybe we'll do German on Thursday here. And we're also going to start tiptoeing into some very gentle Latin, if you will. I'm a huge proponent of Latin. So we'll make sure we are doing that. We're also going to be working through the Clarkson 24 family ways, just because we are deep in, I call it the human training. We are for sure deep in the human training. And so I'm going to actually just make this whole bottom line. Oh, that is really, really light. The 24 family ways. We also do composer study, and so I will do composer study on Wednesday, and we will do artist study on Thursday here. And they usually create some kind of art that is similar to what the artist did. And so this way, basically every day of the week, they have some kind of special, if you will. So like language arts, we have social studies here. Language arts, we have composer study. And math, we have science and art. Math, we have science and art again. She has the piano with her language arts there. And we have our second language, our Latin, our German. We all do our 24 family ways. We'll have reading time every day. And we're also doing a family read aloud. And this one is Anne of Green Gables, which I am super pumped about. And so I'll probably go through and I might add a few more things I want to integrate our US geography notebook. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to do our US geography here. We are working on national parks this year and a national park. And so we will be integrating our goodies from things like our 50 States activity. I have this. I don't think I have my national parks book in here with me. And I'll just go through, and I will also be pulling things like, I got some extra books to go along with our social studies. We have our reading booster cards to go with our reading. And we also have some of these fun activity books that I usually make copies of these with my copy or printer for them to color in and work on as well while we go through it. So that's pretty much how I plan a week for us. And then I will try and kind of take pictures and videos and document for myself, and I usually post those online, and then I will go back and I will fill things in if we do extra stuff. Otherwise, we'll just go through and check it off as we do it, and that's really how I plan a week of school for us.